Hey, Robin here from Post Professionals. Here just one chapter from one of my longer videos for easier access. But if you prefer to watch the whole thing in one go, you can find the link either up here or down in the description. Either way, I hope you enjoy, and if you do and it was helpful, maybe do me a solid and give me a thumbs up, or even smash the old subscription button, which really helps the channel. Thanks, and now this. Next up, a nice little improvement for those of us working with ProRes RAW, as well as those people that somehow think that without a metadata panel for changing attributes such as ISO or color temperature, a RAW format isn't actually RAW. Something many have claimed up until now, that due to the lack of these controls, ProRes RAW wasn't RAW. Well, that, of course, is complete nonsense, since it's most certainly RAW, as opposed to some other formats out there that call themselves RAW. Not to mention that you could, of course, just as much change a clip's exposure and color temperature without any such metadata panel. But then, all that is now irrelevant since this functionality has been added. With Final Cut 10.4.9, you merely have to select your ProRes RAW media in the browser or in the timeline. Head over to the Information Inspector. Look that you have it set to the clip's settings window with the pop-up menu at the bottom left. And here, below the settings for the RAW to log conversion and camera LUT pop-ups, where, by the way, new LUTs have been added for Nikon, you'll now see information for the clip's ISO with a pop-up below it with which you can change it to a long list of other values. Below that, you have a slider to change the exposure offset to anything between -1 and +1. And last but not least, a color temperature value. In my case, I'm unable to change the color temperature because these clips were recorded with a recorder with an older firmware version, which did not yet include all the now needed information in the metadata. Therefore, I can't change it in this particular instance. So be sure to look out for firmware and software updates for cameras and recorders to be sure that you're getting this information recorded to the files. But either way, ProRes RAW is still the only compressed and truly RAW codec aside from maybe Red RAW. So there's that. So, was that helpful? Again, if so, then maybe give me a quick thumbs up or even hit the subscription button and little bell to help the channel, which allows me to continue to produce these free tutorials and so you don't miss future ones. For that, a huge thank you in advance, and I hope to see you in the next one, or maybe in one of these videos that YouTube thinks you need to have seen as well. Either way, until then, take care.